So very curious. What does life mean?
Like we're live, guys. Let's
Mm.
wait for people to join. Let's wait
Okay.
for
Okay.
persons to join. Like 5 minutes for persons to join before we begin. Yeah. Oh, Idris, thank you so much. Like I literally forgot wisdom. I sent him a message just now and he responded. So I think he'll be joining anytime soon.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's somebody that just joined from YouTube saying hi.
Yeah. Hi.
Oh, you're seeing the highs. Okay, cool. Okay, I
Yeah.
know who this person is. Wow. Wow.
Hi,
Is that
Treasure.
my channel?
We have other viewers that just joining. So let's just wait for other persons to join.
Mm.
Yeah. Hi, Prosper. It's good to have you here today.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, let's just give them 5 more minutes. So by 6:07 on the dot, we'll begin. Yeah.
Uh, I think I should probably.
Hi, Faizia. Or is it Pfizer? Pfizer, I think. I think it's Pfizer. Hi, Pfizer. Nice to meet you.
Hello. Um.
Hi, Ifire. Nice to meet you again. I know you were in the previous mentorship class, so I recognize your name. How are you doing?
mm, 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 mm.
Hi, Crypto Ralph.
Hi.
Crypto Ralph.
Cool name.
Like that, like the first night that I'm like, this is actually really cool.
Yeah, nice to hear Ifire. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but pardon me.
Mm, mm.
Hi, Wisdom.
Who is man? Who is my man?
Hey, Wisdom. Also, Newbie Stack just joined us too. So shout out to Newbie Stack.
Okay. Hi, Newbie Star. Yeah. So in 2 minutes, we'll be starting in like 2 minutes, exactly 6:07.
All right, that's
Mm.
great.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hi, Chukwemeka James. Nice to have you here. We'll be starting in 1 minute.
As I was saying in the chat, this would be a good time to drop the questions in the chat. We would soon
Yes, I
Okay,
think
it's
it's
exactly
already
6:07.
6 or 7. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes.
Hi everybody. I think I've like greeted everyone and said hello to everyone in the comment section so far. I know that there are more persons that are going to join us, but like we have to keep to time, like decent human beings. Hi, is you? Sorry, I'm so terrible.
Azubike.
With names. Azubike, sorry. Yeah, hi. I think he's hailing fortunes. He's like, hey, so someone is hailing you fortune in the comment section.
Hello. Okay.
All right, guys, I'm going to do
Right.
a brief introduction of the speakers we have today. So, I have been running a series for anyone new here today. I've been running a series of free mentorship class, technical writing mentorship classes for I think for like 2 months, for like, yeah, 2 months. So, yeah, so this is like the last mentorship class, free mentorship class we're going to have together like this. We're still running like the mentorship on Discord, but for now, this will be our last live class that is free. Yeah, I communicated this via my newsletter. If you subscribe to my newsletter, and yeah, so hi Wisdom, good to see your face. So I'm going to be I made this last class to be spicy and educating by inviting technical writing experts to speak with us and share their experience while discussing a very important topic in the technical writing space, which is the impact of AI, or should I say the emergence of AI. So since AI came, I think ChatGPT became very popular in 2020, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it became very popular in 2020. I was 2022. I don't know. I think 2022 or so. But since it became very popular, many persons have been worried about, many technical writers to be specific, have been worried about losing their jobs to technical writing, losing their jobs, the technical writing jobs to AI. And it's been, I don't know, I've gotten a lot of, I think an event I attended, like, I think last year, many persons asked me that question about losing their jobs to AI in general. And it's a very great concern for we technical writers, because I mean these AI tools can write stuff, right? So we're not just going to discuss how whether AI is going to take our jobs or not. Well, I have like a list of questions that I have for our speakers in the house. But before that, I'm going to do a brief introduction of all our speakers so you guys can know who they are. I mean, I'm sure some of you already know, are very familiar with some of the speakers here, but I'll still do like an introduction. So we have Idris Olubisi in the house. Can you like send emojis in the comments? Can you guys send emojis like claps or something? I think YouTube allows that. Okay, so Idris Olubisi is a developer advocate at Acela. He's an accomplished software engineer and technical writer with expertise in open source, blockchain, software products, and serverless technology. So for technical writer, he's your guy. For blockchain, he's your guy. And if you're familiar with, if you're very active in tech space, you've probably heard about Idris. So yeah, so we also have Amarachi. Amarachi, please, can you do me a favor by pronouncing your surname so that I don't butcher it?
Here Nacho. Here
Iana.
Nacho, like the player. Yeah.
Oh, nice, cool. So we have Amarachi in the house. She's developer advocate at IR. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but she's developer advocate at IR. And she's also a very great technical writer. I've had the opportunity of working with her, and she's really great. Like when I tell you great, like she's so good at it. So that's Amarachi. So we have so you guys can send, I want to be seeing the clap emoji so that I know that I want this session to be as interactive as possible as we had our previous mentorship classes. So please send the clapping emojis. I don't know how, I think YouTube allows that, but if you can do that, that would be nice. So we also have Wisdom Nwakocha. I don't know if I pronounced your surname right. So please, Wisdom, can you do me a favor pronouncing your surname?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
leave. Gotcha.
Nwakocha. So Wisdom, I call him my boss. Like he's so good and talented, as well as every other speaker here. But I call him my boss. He's my boss. So anywhere you see him, just know that he's my boss. So he's a senior technical writer and founder of TWMP, which stands for Technical Writing Mentorship Program, and he loves open source and teaching. And yeah, so that's I think. Oh, Fortune, sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm have I introduced you, Fortune? No, I haven't. So Fortune Ikechi is a developer relations engineer. He's a software engineer specializing in documentation and developer relations with a strong technical and API documentation background. And he's also an angel investor in African tech startups. So can you give a round of applause? How did they say that stuff? Okay, so yeah, that's it for the introduction. You already know me. I'm Deborah Emini, and I have been running a series of mentorship classes, like I said earlier. And this is our final free mentorship class. But the mentorship class is still ongoing on Discord, where I do peer-to-peer review, and I review your works and all of that. So yeah, to get into the agenda for today, because it's already past 12, 6 minutes past 12. So 12 minutes past 6. So yeah, so for the first question I have for our speakers, I'm going to show this question to you guys. So I'm speaking to the speakers right now. So hi everyone, hi speakers, I'm speaking to you guys now. So I'm going to be throwing out one question and you guys have the opportunity. It's going to be like a good discussion. I don't want to make this session boring. So you can jump on it at any interval. So I'm not going to be like, oh, Fortune, can you speak? Or can you speak? So you guys can share what you can share. Yeah. So the first question I have for you is, would you say AI has impacted the technical writing industry? Yeah, would you say AI has impacted? I just need a yes or no response.
Yeah, actually.
yeah, it does. It has.
Yeah,
I think it would
Okay.
be delusional to say that it hasn't, because it has in some ways, in some capacity. So yeah.
Idris is giving the bombastic side eye. I don't know why. For the reason he's giving bombastic side eye. Idris, you think?
Yeah. I actually
Okay.
have two references. I can say yes, and at some point I can also say no.
Okay.
Like the reason why I'm going to say no is somehow it's not really contributing to delivery, right? So there's always this context that is, if you are human and then you're creating a content, even if you're not grammatically putting things together correctly, that could just be like a very simple grammar fix. But at some point you can communicate yourself. So I think that context side of things, where you need like human insights, is what is currently missing. And then I've seen like a lot of content that people just, once they have like a brief description and then they have the title, you just go ahead and look for. In fact, sometimes it's not even the premium ML model or stuff like that, and then they just interact with it and generate like content, and they just change like few things and copy and paste those content. So that way it is not contributing somehow. Maybe let me say people are not using it as they are supposed to use it. So it's kind of the drawback. But aside, that particular example, things like helping you get clarity, things like optimizing some of your titles for SEO, things like insight, things like sometimes it could help you define the structure of the content. If you have like content now and then you can copy the entire content and share with the AI, and then asking that particular tool to tell you what could be improved on. Of course, you're definitely not going to change everything, but then you can get like insight on some things that you might want to adjust to better fit in, and also considering that you're human, so you can tell even if some of this recommendation would fly or it's just there. Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of I don't have like a direct yes to the answer.
Yeah, I agree with Idris in some ways, but I do think that those examples are because they've impacted it in some ways. Because AI, like the rise of AI, has helped with efficiency. Like it helps with, it optimizes grammar check, even with these tools like Grammarly that check through your content, points out punctuation mistakes or structure mistakes. So definitely with that, it has helped with efficiency. I helped with automating a bunch of things. Yeah, of course, I don't think that AI will be able to replicate human language or human context or give you or communicate with human beings the way human beings do, right? So that part, I guess, is pretty solid. But yeah, I think that AI, carry on.
Yeah, I think this depends really. I think this depends on context, like you just said. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
you
So
can.
you're audible.
Yeah, we
Okay,
can hear
so it
you.
depends again on like context, right? Yeah, there are some models that give context, right? There's also like some like perplexity that help you with actual sources and context actually. So I think it depends. Of course, the whole idea is that this is basically just maths and computers and models and all that, right? It's never going to be like a natural human being with experience. But we cannot like remove the fact that it has impacted most industries, I would say. Do you get, especially like content industry, and technical writing is also like a part of this industry. Yeah, you're going to struggle with certain things, but the truth is that even with the human context, right, depending on like certain use cases, right, there are certain models actually interact enough that it can actually fly as good content in a way, right? So again, it all depends on like which model, what use case, and some other like parameters, I would say. Yeah, but I mean, it would be like a joke to say it has not really impacted the entire industry.
But also, I think that we
Yeah,
are taking impact as negative. Like it could also be positive. It could also be it has impacted the industry, that
definitely.
it has made us more productive, more. So it doesn't need to be like, oh, impact in a negative light or anything. But there's definitely technical writing before AI and after AI. So yes.
I
Yeah,
mean, it
and
has
then to
also.
add to the okay, yeah, just go ahead, please.
No, you can go, Idris.
Yeah, just to add to the yes side of things, apart from like content generation or like things improving efficiency, another one is like we need to talk about the language translation. At some point, people use this, AI to translate like existing language to a particular language. It's also doing a good job there. And also for grammar, like Amarachi mentioned. And another one is for sometimes, we have like paid tools that you could add to your meetings nowadays, and then they are typically just AI, and then they could give you like summary of what is happening on the YouTube. Sorry, on that particular call, they just give you summary. So even if you're on the call throughout, talking about things, you can get a summary at the end of the meeting. Another one is they could also be used for like data analysis. It's another thing that you might not really, look into, but then it's quite useful in that, aspect.
I mean, in addition to all this, I think one of the things that it has also done is also help technical writers earn more. Now, with the rise of AI, and people realize that this can actually build good enough content that flies most of the time, right? There's been I don't know if anybody noticed, there's been like an increase in the prices of most publications right now, and most people are only wanting for actual human writers, not just like AI generated content. So, I mean, for writers, like, there's a bit of a added increase to the responsibilities and economic like uptime than AI generated content. Again, this might be true. I just noticed like this recent trend in this area.
Also, just to add to that, but I feel like we're elongating this particular question. But just to add to that, because the company I worked at or I used to work at, they tried to do like a sort of experiment to see what AI content, SEO content could do. It was very small money with a lot of rewards or whatever. So as they started pushing out like just AI content, because a friend had a company, they were trying to do that stuff. They realized that it didn't sound as smart as they thought it would, so they started taking it down. So that's why technical writers are so important to, one, not just to create original content, but to also read through and edit content that people have put out using AI, because AI kind of like hallucinate facts and everything. So yeah, there's definitely, yeah. I hope I'm not moving from the original question, but yes, that's
No, that's
my.
totally fine. Like I said, it's not going to be rigid, so you guys can feel free to share your thoughts. But does anyone have anything else to say about that?
What was the question? Sorry, I missed that.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
let me do a recap. Yeah. So I
Okay.
asked, would you say AI has sorry, would you say AI has impacted technical writing industry? Has impacted the technical writing industry? Would you say AI has impacted? Christian, do you mute your mics? I think I'm getting a feedback from my end. Thank you. So the question was, would you say AI has impacted the technical writing industry? Then if yes, how do you think it has affected the industry?
Okay. So I think Fortune and Martin, they've said it all. So, but I think it has impacted in probably in good ways and bad ways where we have content with a lot of inaccuracies. That is on the bad side, and that is a lot because when you use that, and the reason for the inaccuracies is because of lazy technical writers. Because yeah, it's good to have use some AI tools because they facilitate productivity. But imagine someone going on any of the AI platforms, ChatGPT or any other one, like write a complete article on how to use, or maybe let's say on how to install Git, or probably or getting started with Git and GitHub, and you will not check, you will not prefute, you just copy, you paste on your writing platform hash node, and boom, hey guys, I've written an article. So I have a complete guide on this. So because of that, you need to check, and most of them are not. Even the owners of the AI platform will tell you that those elements are not accurate. They are still learning, they are still improving and building it. So that's on the bad side. The inaccuracy is just so much. Then on the good side, it increases productivity. Sure. Most times I even use instead of Google search. I just want to get something. Google search I feel would make me start clicking a lot of links. So I like, okay, maybe what is this? I'll click, then I will read, then I will search on Google. Now that is like part of the research process. So you have Google, you have this, you have Stack Overflow, you have your friends. So you now have more hands to what you do. And trust me, when you probably, let's say you want to write about how to use this platform and you want to know what this platform is and the history and all that, you can just use any of them. They will give you a breakdown. So reading it will probably make you understand more, and meeting a second person. So for me, it increases productivity a lot, and the bad side is the inaccuracy, which is so much. And that I wouldn't say is more on the AI tool itself because of the tech writers. Because if I use that and I check it myself, and I've used Git and GitHub, I have the knowledge of that. When it gives me something wrong, I will know. But because I don't have any good knowledge, but because you feel pressured by other people, people are putting out articles, and I'm just here. It's like 2 months, I've not written anything. AI will just do that stuff for you and you not read it. So for me, that is the aspect I think. And also on SEO, I know Google are probably working against that stuff, although they still have their own AI too, but they're still trying to trying to build stuff to block. And the aspect of not having an article that has that human touch, more like straightforward or rigid, or have some kind of words that, yeah. Something else again is having articles that look alike, which brings us to plagiarism. Because when I see any article that starts with in the word of, or like I'm wondering what kind of word that you want to take us to. So for me, these are the areas I think. I have other areas for sure, but I'm more like spotlight.
Okay, that's nice. Sorry, I was laughing when you said in the world of. I think another one is in the digital age. In this digital age. Anyway, okay. So we have one question from Noella in the comment section. I think it's displayed on the screen so you all can see. So she's asking, or I think it's a lady. She's asking, how can you distinguish between an article written completely using AI and one that is not? So I know any one of you can answer. All of you can answer.
So there are, I think I will just go first. Like I've seen a lot. I know a lot of people here. You guys have also seen a lot, right? So if you show me an article right now, and then it's written by AI, or like the major part of the content is written by AI, I can tell you where. Maybe because I've interacted with AI quite a lot, and then I can understand like some of the things already. So the first thing that you might want to check, there are some terms that ordinarily you won't use on your day to day, and then you find out that it's there on those on that particular content. So there's a long list, but the one you might have seen in the world of, in the landscape of the groundbreaking technology, something on this matter. There are a lot of them that that this is just like out of context. Why don't you just tell me, yeah, this is how I want to do it. In fact, if you want to tell a story, you could start with anything basically. But then for AIs, like you notice that there's a particular pattern they start with. There was a time I wrote a script to generate a particular. I asked the same questions the same question like multiple times. So it's a script that's currently running. And then I noticed that at some point, I was just getting, I already have like a list of, things that I could get. Like, for example, when I'm saying, who is it? Like, can you explain this concept for me? Okay, let me say, what is React, for example? And then the way the system returned what is React, because it's a script that runs like every second, like milliseconds, in fact. At some point, I get to see same pattern after like, I think about 200 to 300 responses. You start to get like the same thing. So if you check the JSON file, you see that there are some repetition, which means that there is no way the system is going to go out of that, that particular, sentence and grammar like that. So I was able to test that and then realize that, okay, yes. Well, let me just be clear here. I'm referring to ChatGPT 3.5 or something. So should in case you are using like something, way better now, that might not be the case because I know they usually have like a very large data set. Another one is if you can't tell from like the languages and all of that, I think the biggest part is if you try to check, from the languages is different. And then the other one is using tools. But why I don't support using tools is because some of these tools, I don't know where they get their information from. Sometimes it's just crazy, right? There was a time I was testing and I realized I wrote the content myself and then I copied and pasted the content on one of these tools. I don't want to mention, but then it's telling me that it's 100% written by AI. I'm like, so I'm now AI. So there was no way I could tell. Like, it's very hard to tell when you are using tool. And sometimes there was a time I was testing like different tools, and then I realized that this one is telling me 60% written by human. This one is telling me 90%. This one is telling me 100%. And there's a particular one that is telling me, hell no, this entire content is written by AI. So I don't want like people to rely on those tools, but then going through some of these contents, you can tell and identify, like the more you interact with the AI, tool itself, the more you understand like some of these terms they use to explain stuff, and then you can easily catch if a content is written by AI or not. And also the human part of it, right? So apart from using buzzwords, because now all of these buzzwords, like everybody's talking about it, so you don't want to use it again. So, but then if you check the flow, the pattern, the way the content is written, you realize that, okay, yeah, maybe there are some things that is missing, or like context is missing, human insights is missing, or like complexity. Sometimes AI battle with, when things are too complex, only human can, break it down in a way that we all can understand, but AI is just going to break it down the way it feels it should be, and that's not the case every time. So I will let like any other person that wants to talk.
Yeah, I think I'll go next. Honestly, like the best way to get to know is like an audience analysis. For example, like you said, Idris. So when you ask AI to create what is React, it's just give you a generic meaning of React created by Facebook in 2000. This React is a component based, this one down. That's cool in a way. But when it comes to talking about what is React for software engineers, there's a way you talk about things, right? Talk about HTTP, talk about the fact that it's component based, talk about the fact that it has a state. You maybe go down a bit, talk about what is exactly the state or what does component based mean, right? So all of these things, you not see start seeing AI talk about this like component centric. Like, what do you mean by that, bro? So I think again the context is like the biggest issue, and then the audience, right? Because when you write as a technical writer with experience in this, you're writing because developers, I don't need to tell them there's a connection between front end and back end. I can just say an API, right? And these are the small places that I begin to realize that this thing might not have been written by a human being. This is probably AI generated. And that's one of the things that right now is probably like the only way. But then also as more and more people write more articles, and then more of these models are being upgraded, and they keep learning and all of that, probably in the next couple of years it will be much difficult to differentiate between the two, or when you can start asking it to give context. But right now audience is like the biggest way I just get to find out that this thing is AI stuff you get. And I think some time ago one of our friends made the reference that he had an article by people, and then people are like, I can't even tell the difference anymore. Did you get? Because of how good the writers were and also how good the models are getting. So again, the only way to just know for now on my own end is just audience. I'm like, that's with certain words that you use. I'm like, this wouldn't be something that a regular person would use for this audience, right? I think I'll let someone else take over.
Yeah, I agree. Basically, with content written by AI, there's like, first of all, like Idris said before, there's sort of like a formula, like they're following a particular formula to release those content or to create those content. So by the time you start pushing out more content, you can see that they are very similar. They are like that's why a lot of the introductions are in the ever evolving in the digital landscape. There's somewhat like of a formula. Secondly, some some articles written by AI can come off as repetitive, like they keep repeating, especially if the topic in question is a very niche topic, and maybe there hasn't been a lot of data fed into the models about that topic. You can see that it keeps hallucinating facts, trying to put out stuff that are not facts as fact. Also, it's lacking basic human empathy because at the end of the day, it's not human. But as Fortune says, as they keep learning, who knows what might happen? Who knows what sort of content they'll put out in the nearest future? But yeah, it's I guess the three takeaways are it's very formulaic, like it looks like it's using a particular formula to put out articles. It's lacking basic human empathy. It doesn't know your audience. It doesn't know what to write about. It doesn't know what particular topics or what particular sentences or jargon to break down and what not to break down. So yes. But once you read a very, oh, this is AI, I think that you would know that you'd be like, oh, okay, this is AI full on. So yeah.
All right. So for me, I don't have much to say because guys have said it all. But the only thing I would say is just use it. When you use it, when you see something that looks like what you use, you would okay the content, the formula, the pattern. If you don't use it, you won't even know that hey, this is how it is. Just like guys that drive cars, you know, looking at the car, you're like this kind of Corolla 2.8. They just know because they've been using cars or they've been selling cars. So you just need to be involved. So like I said, I will not start talking based on what you guys have said. Everybody is spot on that.
Wow, that's amazing. So I think we can move on to the next question. I'm really enjoying this conversation. Are you guys enjoying the conversation? Let me know in the comment section. So yeah, so we have another question on the screen from Philemon Oluwa Koyejo. Oh my god. Sorry if I'm butchering
Yeah,
your
you're correct. Philemon Oluwakoyejo. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
correct.
Nice, thank God. So he said, "Hi, esteemed panel. Wow, I'm Phil. I'm Phil. I don't know why it's giving charge. You don't mind me. Hi, esteemed panel. I'm Phil. As a CS undergrad here in UI, who is interested in technical writing. Please, what best tech specialization would you recommend to learn over the next few months to learn technical writing gigs? Thanks." I don't know if you got the question. I think he's asking what Bex, I think, is tech specialization that he could learn over the next few months to learn technical writing gigs. I think I'll take this question down a bit to a question more related to the conversation we're having now. Then I'll bring this up back, Philemon. Thank you. So yeah, so we have another question from I don't know if this is a question. No, this is not a question. So yeah, so we have a question from Prosper Ikoku. He's asking, with good prompts, do you think it's easy to distinguish between AI generated content and human? I think we just okay. I don't know if you have answered this already. Have you answered this question already?
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting question, right? Because sometimes you think you can, if you have, there's this thing that was flying everywhere a while ago about prompt engineering. Like, you need to learn how to do prompts, you need to do stuff, and then people are really crazy about it. In fact, I cloned one project like that. That was, I cloned the project and I never opened the project. I don't know why. It's for it gives you I think over 1,000 prompts that you can use to interact. Yeah, that's as far as a lot of people start the project. I think it has over 1,000 stars already. So just for you to tell you how much time people are investing in prompts, right? To get really, really good at prompts. But then I'm a believer of data other than prompt, right? If I want AI to solve something for me, I'll try it on my own, especially when it comes to content. Like I'll try it on my own. And then if I need a particular thing, I will just copy that content, use it as the data source for the AI to first understand what I'm doing. And then I would now ask a particular, like I won't just ask a general question that I know that it can decide not to give me for my content, right? I would just ask a particular thing and say, hey, what is this? And then after getting a response, I can ask another thing. And I'll also double check that is using only my information to give me a response. I've done that quite a lot of time. And then the response is like, yes, I'm just using your information, to give you back those questions. So getting really, really good at prompts does not, give you that particular content that is quite different, that you could tell that this is AI and then this is human written. Like human, we are always human. In fact, do something right now. If you ask ChatGPT or any of these two, and then tell it, can AI replace human? You see the response. It will tell you clearly that it could not, like AI cannot replace, and then to tell you what in particular AI cannot replace. And then if you check, you see that it will mention like human insights. That is something that even AI itself believe that this is something you can do on your own to even make content better. So getting really, really good at content might only just streamline your response based on what you have, and then tell the system not to hallucinate and give you like things out of context. But then it does not really, stop, like give you a content that distinguishes like AI and human written content.
Okay, so let me just pick up from where you said. So for me, it's still the AI. It's not something different. So we are not using Fortune. We are not using Idris. We are not using Amarachi. We are still using the AI. So even if you decide to give me just prompt, okay, it's going to follow that same flow in the word of something or thereabout. Or you can have a prompt where you say, okay, don't start with in the word of, but it has like a structure, a flow, which when somebody look at it, they would know that yes, this is definitely written by AI. So no matter how good you are in prompt engineering, there is that AI touch that will be there. That definitely someone will know. So, but something else is which probably you didn't talk about is not just feeding it with the AI. So this is like a question to my fellow panel members now. So when someone with this question uses a very good prompt and the AI has served the person the content, or the person goes above and beyond, let me use that, above and beyond to edit and fulfill and change and everything. So in that case, what will be your answer on that?
Yeah, I think I would just like go
Okay.
here. See, regardless of how much you want to change and edit and proofread, there's still like going to be that structure. And I think a better idea would even be to just like write your own stuff and let the AI to check out the structure and what to improve. Because again, most things follow a particular pattern, right? That's how you begin to like. That's how you create things as humans. We have this pattern of like writing, this pattern of doing several things. The same thing with the AIs too. And again, you have to realize that this is just data, like millions or billions of data stocked in, right? Which is what I wanted to also mention, because like if you're working with a model that has very limited data, it's just going to be, well, a very mediocre result. Similar things, you work with a larger model with a larger amount of data and other things. So regardless of how much you want to edit, stretch, proofread, update, or any other words you want to use and actions, it's still going to be an AI generated content, right? So I think we could start looking at AI for technical writers as a way to supplement your actual skill set. You get. Example is if you're struggling with something, a structured thing, you're trying to look, oh, how do I improve this particular section? That would be a great way. Not telling it, oh, write this entire thing for me. There's just so much you can do with AI when it comes to writing, and there's only so much you can do to improve your work or improve the work of the AI too.
Yes. Something I want to add real quick is that so now we have like different tools that comes with their own AI. So for example, if you are using Ashnode, you see if you are a pro member or something like that, you see like AI, and then you can at every point in time you can just ask AI something. Or if you use Notion page, right, you see AI. So there's something I tried out, which I feel might be like the answer to your question, Wisdom, is if you write like a particular paragraph and then you highlight on that paragraph and tell, so there are two options. You could tell at least two options that I've been using, right? You could tell AI these two options. The first one is fix grammar, and then the second one is improve writing, and then we have other ones, right? So if you try to use improve writing, it is going to change like the context for you, and then improve, use another words, like just change it, and then it will be really cool, right? But then it might not fit into the entire context of the article, like the pattern you have been following. And then the second option, which is fixed grammar, it is not going to rewrite anything on that paragraph. It is just going to look for things like punctuation, how just fix the grammar for you, which means that you can still leverage AI, because now it's still your content. You leverage AI, and AI was able to like identify like grammar loopholes, and they just fix it for you. I think this is just like the way you use. I think before AI became like the whole thing, most of us have been using like Grammarly. Grammarly is actually AI. So, and then when Grammarly tells you, hey, this is wrong, this, or like this is what you need to improve on, it's only giving you based on the document context, which means that if you follow like all of the Grammarly's response and then fix everything, if you copy that particular content into any of these tools, it's most likely going to tell you that it's AI generated. And the reason might be because you just click and accept the recommendation, or maybe you just click on fix grammar, which in your case is not bad because it's your content, and then it's kind of just fixing grammars for you, strictly grammar. So it's not completely rewriting out of context. In fact, if Grammarly give you one feedback and then you don't like it, you can just say, oh no, you can just revert back the changes in as much it doesn't follow like the pattern. So trying to change depends on the type of changes that you want to change. But then when you change, you can still own that particular content that you are making updates to at the end of the day. So you won't classify it as AI or AI written content.
Yes, I guess
Okay, okay, go ahead.
I guess the moral of the story is to not use AI from start to finish. Do not use AI to completely create content, because then it's obvious. So yeah.
Okay, nice. I know a lot of persons are enjoying this conversation. We have other questions from Newbie Stack. Things you're permitted to do with AI when writing a technical blog post. Have you covered this already?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so
Well,
we have
I
like
cannot.
3 minutes to just answer this particular question, because we have like a couple of other questions that we need to get to. Thank you.
Okay. So for me, I just a one line. I don't think there is any permission list of things you can do when writing a technical blog post. Yes, I don't think there is. I don't think there is anybody that needs to permit you, or there is like a rule that hey, don't use it. So it's a free word. It's a free will. So okay, things you're permitted. Anyways, to just be on a general level, the AI itself, most of the AI, I don't think they would even let you or give you any information about illegal stuff, stuff about how to stay. I know somebody used AI to how to make a bomb or stuff like that, or how to hide. Yeah, so I would say on that note, it's not going to, those stuff are not permitted. But like I said, you can do everything because there are limited stuff which the AI will not give to you, which illegal stuff and all that. Even if you ask the AI, they've already built it in a way it's going to give you a response like I'm not permitted to do this. So I will put it on a general note of illegalities or illegal stuff.
Thank you so much for that wisdom. Pochi, what do you think? Or do you have an answer to this question?
Yeah, honestly, there's no limit to what you're actually permitted to do. I mean, unless the article states, "Oh, you don't have to use AI for this." But like, the thing is, I think we need to like start looking at like stop looking at technical writing as something you can just like give a prompt and then just like take the thing and then drop it. You literally have an obligation to teach someone something, right? To create value, right? It's basically like writing code or like every other thing that makes sense, right? So when you start looking at your work as, okay, I'm doing this not just for myself, but for like the thousands or numbers of people who is going to read this, who might have questions, and making sure that this answers their question without them having to go to any other resource, or this teaches them this particular resource, right? Or this is something that I want people to be able to read and then they gain value from it. Then there's a limit. It just changes the way you think about your content moving forward. Not just, oh, I need to get here and then get it done, or I need to finish this. It begins to look like, oh, I'm actually doing something that's actually worth it, something that is a big deal. So I think that alone is like a big deal than just saying, oh, am I supposed to use AI for these technical blog posts and all that? There's no limits per se, but then the issue is like, do you really want to be the technical writer who is known as an AI prompt writer, right? And I think that's something that we should all like have in mind as we create better content or keep creating more content moving forward.
Thank you so much for that, Fortune. I hope that answers the question. Olanisofe, you have like 2 minutes to just give us an answer, a short answer to the question if you have. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think I'm good. Good.
Okay,
I'm good.
That's
yeah.
Okay, Amarachi, do you have anything to say? Just in like 2 minutes.
No, not really. But I guess what everybody's saying, that just be responsible, use AI responsibly. So, yes.
Okay, nice. I hope that answers your question, Newbie Stack, I guess. We have another question from Godfest. What are some examples of AI-powered tools that are currently being used in technical writing? We have just like 2 minutes for each speaker. Yeah, thank you.
Tools. For tools. So I didn't quite get the question, but then let me just, respond.
Okay, let me give you a recap. Sorry, so let me give you a recap. What are some examples of AI-powered tools that are currently being used in technical writing? I think maybe examples like ChatGPT and the rest of them.
Yeah, when you say being used in technical writing, like just some of these tools are not just limited to technical writing. That's where I got it like, a little bit confusing. So, but then I think I guess, so we have like ChatGPT, we have Claude, CLAUDE, we have, there's this particular one for coding. I can't remember the last time I checked it anyways, because now Copilot is closer to you if you are writing directly on your local. And then if you have like subscription, you could also get suggestion directly. And if you're using Notion also comes with like AI. I don't know if that thing is premium anyways, but then I mostly use it on like the company's Notion page. So maybe it's premium, maybe you might need to pay for it, or you you have like a free access for a particular month, or like they give you like a credit. I'm not sure. Another one is the Ashnode AI that is embedded on Ashnode. If you are writing content on Ashnode, you'll see that AI, but I'm very sure that that's like a premium stuff. Another tool that you could check out, I think that's all for now, at least the ones I could quickly remember right now.
So much,
but wait, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but I feel like that's tools that specifically outwardly are like, oh, I'm an AI tool or something. There are also tools like you mentioned before, Idris, like Grammarly, Phrase also for SEO. Even Hemingway in some ways uses AI. So yeah, their AI tools have been embedded in technical writing for a while now. So you have Gemini, Phrase, Grammarly, Hemingway, and yeah, in addition to others. So yeah.
Okay, that's great. Fortune, do you have anything to say on this question?
Yeah. So everybody's mentioning a lot of tools, but nobody's mentioned Perplexity. Yeah. So if you're a research-based person, like you want to do actual research with context, funny enough, you can talk to Perplexity because it also provides you with sources, with where it's getting the information from. It has the ability to read the web, kind of like Google. So I think that's another one that nobody mentioned. But again, these are not like specific to technical writing. It's like basically everything you work with. And if you're a code person, there's is it Box Black or Black Box? I've forgotten the name. Then there's Cody by Sourcegraph, which is also really excellent. Yeah, like Cody is like really amazing too for code related stuff. Again, Copilot is just easier to use. Yes, I think like these are like the ones I use on the day-to-day that changes most things I work with.
Yes, and also Gemini. I don't know why we did not mention Gemini. Anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini is good, Loki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Gemini.
Gemini, yeah.
Is it pronounced Gemini or Gemini? I don't know.
You see, this is not anyhow we pronounce it. We keep it pushing. Let's
All
not
right.
do that.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Okay, so we have another question from Don Enterprise. What are some software methods to make money fast by interacting AI with technical writing?
Everybody's like, make money fast by
So
tomorrow.
So I just need one person to answer this, so we can get to the other question real quick. Sorry, Wisdom,
the
are you saying
question,
something? Yeah, the question is, what are some software methods to make money fast by integrating AI with technical writing?
there's no method to make money fast. That's the simple answer.
All right, so we
Yeah.
have another question from Abigail Andrew.
I
Hi
mean,
everyone, good evening. Okay, I'm going to take this down for now. I'm going to bring it back
starting
up.
your
So
laptop is a good way.
yeah, so how can AI, we have another question from Godfrey. How can AI be used to automate the generation of API reference documentation or SDKs?
Yeah, I think I'll take this from Donuts. So basically, I mean, I think there are tools that help you to do this. Funny enough, but then going the old ways of using like your regular Open API spec and all that can actually make this faster than most AI. I think because I think now when you create an Open API spec, right, you say your YML file, a JSON file, you just dump it on maybe README or any other reference documentation site. It just automatically generates your reference documentation immediately. And also there are certain tools that help you build out your own SDK API references without you actually doing anything. In fact, create endpoints for you. And it does this by looking at how you basically define your schemas on your database. And you can check out Platformatic, they do a similar thing. Yeah. And again, I don't know of any AI tool that does this automatically, but these are like the tools I've used in the past that have helped me do a similar thing.
Okay, that's great. Does any
Exactly.
of the speaker have anything else to say before we move to the next question? Just 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's the direct question. So in fact, I've learned something, so I'm gonna check it out.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a question from Uche Emmanuel. He's asking, as a learner, will AI give me speed in mastering technical writing skill? If yes, how do I utilize it? So I'm going to repeat the question. As a learner, will AI give me speed in mastering technical writing skill? If yes, how do I utilize it? I don't know if this question has already been answered, but you can go ahead.
It hasn't. So for me, I would say don't do it. Don't use AI to learn technical writing at all, because AI itself doesn't always give you sure information, or most of the content are not correct. So for me, join a community, look for a mentor, look for a learning program. That's the best. Don't use AI.
Yes, and to
Yeah,
add
I
to
also
that, the more you write, the more you learn how to write better. And also you could get like peer reviews. So if you create any content, your friends, your OG that want to see you blow, they can help you review and just give you feedback based on what they think, and then you can be using all of those feedback, as you move on. Another one is Free Code Camp. Well, I always make reference to Free Code Camp like anytime, any day. Right. If you are opportune to, apply and then start writing for Free Code Camp, they have one of the best editorial team as far as I know. And then they will give you honest feedback on your content, what you need to improve on, what does not align with their own style guide, and then what is the general feedback. So if you're opportune to apply, and then most people that apply usually get in Sha. So I don't know, like I can't really tell the number of rejection they do have. But then if you have created like a few content, maybe 5 to 10 content on your own, before, make sure you create content before you apply, so that you can increase the chances of you getting onboarded into the platform. And then once you have it there, they will give you feedback for free. Like for free, they'll give you feedback, and then they'll publish your content with a wider audience. So that could also help.
Okay, that's
That
amazing.
definitely works.
also I feel
Okay, yes,
like
go ahead.
using I also feel like being dependent on AI very early on in your technical writing career would make your writing skills worse, I guess. So yeah, like wisdom says, do not do that. Do not try to write more. Try to get your people to read what you're writing, and yeah, you'll become a lot more better.
Yep. That's
Yeah, I
a
think
good point.
something else that we did not mention is that apart from the more you write, the more you get better at writing. The more you read other people's stuff, you actually get better at writing. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, you have to read other people's like articles, not just for reading's sake, but also because you want to get to know better ways of writing. Everybody has like certain mannerisms and like patterns and structure they all follow, right? And when you read so much more articles, when you read so much research, so much tutorials, so many guides, you need to like, okay, maybe this is something written by this person. Oh, this would be a better way to pick up this content. And then when you see a particular topic or a particular idea, automatically your brain just like finds out ways that, okay, this is how the topic would go, or this is how I think it would be better, and all of those things.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, do you want to say something?
No. I'm just like acknowledging that the fact that when you read other people's content, if you have like OGs, Odogus, it doesn't have to be like, people within your reach. Maybe you have like a Twitter legend that you follow and they write content. You can take a look at their content, read their content, and whenever you get feedback, please don't always ask for feedback and then expecting people to tell you the same thing every time. Use the previous feedback, fix your content. Whenever you want to create a new content, go back to your old content, see how you were able to like write those content based on the feedback you were giving on, and then work on it. I've seen these kids, like people who always want you to tell them the same thing every time. So that's why I'm just like being blunt about it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Also, don't be defensive. Don't be like, oh, who are you to tell me that I did not like convey my information properly? Don't be defensive. You asked for feedback. I'm giving you feedback. Try to take it or incorporate it or into that. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's one contribution I saw here from Cynthia Peter. Like I just wanted to call this out. He said, do your writing possibly without AI. AI can limit your own creativity. And then you have in quotes, my articles can't be written by an AI tool. And that's a unique thing that you could be proud of. Yeah, that's very, very big. Like it's a big deal. On your own, when you see your content, you're like, yes, this is my content. Yeah, this is my content, and you'll be proud of it. Right? Don't say, yeah, this is my content, and you know that internally, it's just AI generated content. You won't be proud of that type of content.
Yeah.
So to add to the learning speed, when I started using Grammarly, trust me, I've learned a lot. So one tool that I would advise everyone to use Grammarly was, and again, not just in the case of Grammarly would highlight a section, you just accept. You need to probably check the reason why. So you check the reason. They have a section for learn more. So you probably know the reason why you want to change that area to something else. So you learn, you learn stuff like wordy stuff, wordy words. You learn stuff like pronouns, where to use second pronouns and all that. And you learn so much more. So a tool like that will make you learn more. For those that probably didn't take it too serious while in school or don't take it serious right now, so I feel like Grammarly would help you a lot. So, and like I said again, I will repeat it again, don't just click accept. No reason why it's accepting. If he's giving you a suggestion out of the context of what you're writing about, because it's just AI itself giving you what they feel it also. So for me, instead of using Grammarly and every other tool that will just write, use your head, write, then let Grammarly give you suggestions and learn from those suggestions.
Okay, that's amazing. So we have another question from Azubike Duro. He said, we have 30 minutes more. So we have 30 minutes left. So in so many blogs nowadays, you get to see, I'm reading the question out. In so many blogs nowadays, you get to see many of the, in quotes, in the landscape articles, and they don't seem to care when published. I'm going to take that again. In so many blogs nowadays, you get to see many of the, in quotes, in the landscape articles, and they don't seem to care when publishing. As a writer that wants to make more money easily, what advice?
Going back to money ways.
I
Yeah, I think why people don't care. I don't know why you wouldn't care, because I don't know where landscape wants to fit into a particular content. Like I can't really picture it, right? And then with like everybody, aware about what's going on in the AI space, like why would I want to put landscape when it does not really fit into what I want to say? Another thing is that for every word there are like hundreds of other words that you can use to replace it. So I think those guys that don't care and then they just go ahead and publish, might be because they just want to leave it like that. And then maybe they're also learning how to write. So you get. So that might be the case, right? But if you see like professional writers, like really, really good writers, you won't find like all of these things on their content.
Also, I also feel like with companies getting more knowledgeable about AI and everything, once they see the start of your article saying in the landscape, in the ever evolving, they are going to call your attention to this and be like, okay, no, is this AI generated or is this AI? And that should be a very embarrassing situation to be in, and I don't think that you want to be in that situation. Plus, I don't think this call is going to encourage you putting out AI generated articles to make more money easily. So yeah, I'm just giving you a heads up.
So for me,
I think.
For me,
No, go for it.
it looks like a smoke screen. The first session doesn't have any business probably with second one talking about something else, and the next thing is what makes money. So that reminds me of somebody that sent me a message on Twitter. I said, okay, let me read, because of he said he wants different. So I'm seeing landscape and I was expecting more. The next thing is how to make money easily with I don't have anything to say.
Right to business.
I'm wondering where making money has a business with the landscape. So I don't know. Fortunately, we can go on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You have something to say?
Honestly, I think like one of the things we don't talk about enough is that you're literally paid more because of the amount of experience and knowledge you have, right? And if you literally, everyone here has basically like gotten to this stage because of the fact that they kept writing, they kept improving, with every article and all that. And then the funny thing is that the more you keep learning, the higher you're getting paid. So there's no shortcut to this thing. You can just like fly in from one place and then write one AI content, and then I think that you'll be paid more than those who have been writing for a long, long time consistently. It just doesn't work that way generally, right? I think that's something that we should like be honest about. It's not like money is bad or getting paid more is bad and all that, or writing in the landscape. But then you just keep growing, and that's the only way to make more money easily, right? I think that's just something I want to like point out to everyone listening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fortune, for that. Amarachi, do you have anything to say regarding this?
Oh, I already spoke. I said that in the landscape it's very obvious that you're using AI and you don't want to be in that position.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So we have another question from Linus. Are there companies that allow AI generated content?
Yeah, for sure. Yes, for sure. There are companies that do. In life, nobody rejects everything. Currently there are people that know that this person is very bad and they will still say, yes, I like this person. Okay, let me go something so that I would like everybody to understand what I mean. Let me go back to the relationship part. So we have ladies that have boyfriends and husbands that beat them, but they'll still tell you, I still love him. This guy wants to kill you, I still love him. So there are companies that will accept.
Wait,
For sure.
what?
There are companies, you understand. Even if the companies want to do that, there are companies that would. I've seen some jobs people that say the AI, ChatGPT experience, stuff like that. So I don't think no entirely will probably be a good answer, because definitely there is in every community, in every country, there is that one person that will say, I love this bad thing and I will take it. So that's my answer.
Okay, that's amazing. So we have another question from Godfest. He's asking, I don't know if it's a lady, how can AI be used to improve the onboarding experience for new developers using a product or API? I'm going to take that again. How can AI be used to improve the onboarding experience for new developers using a product or API? Did you get that?
So I think you're referring to developer experience here. And then one of the ways you could do that to improve onboarding experiences by having a very solid documentation. And I don't think you can completely rely on AI to write your documentation, but then you could use it as a guide. Like I think Fortune mentioned like the way for you to generate some docs from like API spec. And that's one way you could use. Another way is you can get like feedback from people. Like there's always different approach to one thing, especially when it comes to like documentation. So there are patterns, there are flows, right? So you can 100% rely on AI to just help you come up with a pattern. Even though you can use it to generate, then you can still kind of fine tune it in a way that people can easily understand. You can use it to improve onboarding experience. Another one is whenever maybe you have an existing documentation. I think GPT 4.0 now used it, where you can share a link and it's going to read that particular content and tell you maybe what you need to adjust. Or if you have like the markdown file, you can copy the entire content and then tell it like what to improve. But then that would not completely just tell you this is it and then you just take it like that. It's just going to give you like some feedback on, oh yeah, maybe try this, maybe try that, maybe do this and do that. And then now you need to digest those information yourself and then modify those changes on that particular documentation, which will directly improve like onboarding experience for developers using a particular product or APIs. So sure, you can use it to improve onboarding experience.
Thank you so much for that, Idris. Do any of you have anything else to add to that, or should I move on to the next question? Okay, so I'll move on to the next question. So this is from Prince Inna. He says a number of organizations are calling for regulation around the development and use of AI. Some of these organizations are asking to opt out. What do you think? So if this question hasn't been covered yet, you can speak on it. So I'm going to come again. He says that a number of okay, you got me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
So for the regulation of AI itself, it's for me. I think it's a good thing, for sure, because it seems everybody's jumping on AI and people just want to build stuff. And definitely, you have the bad ones or the bad guys that would want to use AI not for good this time around, but for bad, and it's going to be chaos already. Let's say you have a drone that is AI powered and has a gun, and you just like go to a city, map out social place, and just start doing stuff in every minute and all that. That would be chaotic. So having the regulation of what you can use or what you can build with AI is something that I think it's a must. So it shouldn't be like a free world where you let people just do things because they want to do it. So it's for me, it's very very important and it's going to save lives. So that's my
Oh,
own take.
okay. Okay. Thank you so much,
Wait,
Wisdom. Okay, yeah. Marachi, go ahead.
no, I
You just
wanted
have
to ask you why his
okay.
examples are so violent. Like he picks the most violent examples and be like,
That's why
okay, you
that's
go
why
to a
he's
gun
involved.
and shoot everywhere.
So
That's why he's
I'm like, okay, relax. This is just technical writing.
no, that's why he's involved here. So we have another question on God first. What are some examples of AI-powered chatbots or virtual assistants that can help developers to troubleshoot issues or find information in technical documentation? One person can go for this. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Perplexity is like again one of the best I've seen when it comes to troubleshooting issues because you don't just get the AI alone, you get like reference and context, and that's like a big deal. It's almost like as if you're asking Google or Stack Overflow, and it also gives you access to like talk to other models, OpenAI model, that's ChatGPT, Llama, Mistral, and like two other models. I think it's on the premium version. And I think that's one of the best things I use to troubleshoot stuff at the moment because I get access to like several LLMs in one location, basically.
Okay, thank you so
And
much for
also
that.
Copilot. Use Copilot. Copilot
I
also
actually
works. Like,
use Copilot.
yeah,
Really,
Copilot,
really.
and you can just add the extension to your Visual Studio Code, so you can even directly interact. So that's one way. If not, just use the default. And also Perplexity, like I've heard about it, I haven't tried it before, but then there's feedback already that you can try out.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much for that, Idris. So I think we're done with AI related questions. So we just have like 5 questions from Philemon, Abigail, Oluwa, and Oluwa Fumike or something like that. Linux, I said Linux. That's Linux. Sorry, Linus. Yeah, sorry about that. Winifred. So we have those 5 questions from them. So Philemon is asking that he says he's a computer science undergraduate here in university. Or I think that's what UI stands for. So he's interested in technical writing. So he's asking what best tech specialization you can recommend to learn over the next few months to learn technical writing gigs. I don't know if you got that. Should I?
Yeah, I think the first, I have a question to the person asking this question. The first thing is what tech skills do you have at the moment? Like what exactly do you know how to do? So I'm going to use an example here. So let's say you have experience writing maybe Python programming language, right? You can start with that, right? And then if you find like opportunities, one good thing technical writing allow you to do is it gives you that. I don't know if this is for everyone, and I believe you guys could, relate. It gives you that opportunity to explore things. So when you learn Python, for example, you learn it very well and you understand Python programming language, and then you start seeing like requests for like content on maybe JavaScript or like Golang or PHP. You can pick up any of this language and then learn about it and start writing immediately. But maybe you won't start with like paid content, right? Just writing on your own, which will help you over time. And then that way you can project and learn gigs in that particular tech. So for me, there's no best tech. All the tech, like they are really good on their own. Just depend on the opportunity that you find. Yeah. And then the skill sets that you are currently using. Because of course, you don't want to learn Hello World in one language, learn Hello World in another language because you want to write content for that particular language. You want to be able to master your craft in such a way that even if AI is going to take away technical writing job completely tomorrow, you have your skill sets to double down on, and then you still have like your software engineering skills to pursue a career on. So that's the way I see it anyways.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Olanisoft. So we have another question. We have a question from Linus. I don't know what's wrong with me. So he's asking also how to get technical writing gigs. So he's asking how he can get technical writing gigs. So another speaker can take this. If you have something to say about this, how can he get technical writing gigs?
I think applying.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just apply just apply. But then before you apply, I think you need to write a couple of articles and publish on your Medium or Hashnode or any other place. The reasons for that is because
you need to have articles you've already written.
Yeah, you can also contribute to. There are certain documentation that like to contribute to their own applications, so you can contribute. That also helps when you're applying.
Yeah, and also building in public could help you get like paid technical writing gig. If you are the type that used to create content on your own, just create content, share it, make sure you are sharing those content online. And also that could help. Like that has really helped. Like use any tool you want to use. Maybe LinkedIn, Twitter, anyone, just like be consistent and then be pushing it, be rolling it out. You could get like direct DMs that will help you skip that application stage, and then they just go to business. Like they just tell you, hey, we find this content, are you interested? And then they go ahead. I also share the link. That might be useful for those that want to like, check it out.
Also, wait, I have a question for each.
Yeah, I think Debbie can help post that on the.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you share it.
What question? Yeah, I shared it in the private chat, Debbie. Sorry.
Okay, it is wanted to ask. Please go ahead. Okay, I wanted to ask, what are your favorite content like distribution platforms? how do you put out, what do you use to publicize your content? Because I know that definitely you could use LinkedIn, Twitter. You could also even write for Free Code Camp and the others. But what are your favorite platform to use to publicize or to distribute your content?
I think this
So
depends
if
on the audience, though, doesn't
exactly,
it? Because like if you're trying to reach
What did you
C-level
say? Sorry.
execs, it depends on the audience. If you're trying to reach out to C-level executives like CTOs, CEOs, CSOs, all the C's, right? You want to go to LinkedIn, right? If you're trying to reach out to developers, core, you can, or CTOs. Sometimes they're on Reddit most of the time. There's a CTO Reddit, this thing, subreddit that is really, really active. You want to reach out to developers too. Reddit works, LinkedIn not very much. I don't, but Twitter, yes. So it depends on the audience and where you're writing on, right? So I think doing an audience analysis will help you like determine which places you should focus your attention on. Yeah.
yeah. So another thing I use like personally is I don't want to know what I use. Whenever I create content, I'm going to create a very short caption, put the link, post it on Twitter, post it on LinkedIn, post it on Facebook, bomb everywhere with content.
Yeah, that's why I asked Idris specifically, because it feels like you
Yeah,
open your fridge, you see Idris blog and everything. You open your car.
like once I use the same caption, I just copy and paste. I paste on. I'm a part of some Facebook groups like technical writing stuff or like software engineering. Post it there. Go to the groups you are on WhatsApp if they are like related to software engineering, technical writing. Bomb everybody there. Go to Discord. If you are part of any of these Discord groups, you see all these things I'm mentioning, like you can do it in the next 20 to 30 minutes and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just open those, platform and then you post here. It's still the same content, very short caption, straight to the point to tell people about the content, and then you drop it there. You never can tell. You see one good thing why I do that. At first, I didn't know the reason why, but at some point I now realized that yes, it's also helping, especially when it's your personal blog, right? There's something called backlink from socials that Google SEO bot recognizes a lot. So when people click from like Instagram, they click your post, or they click from Facebook, or they click from Twitter, Google SEO, like the SEO bot recognizes those type of backlinks to your website. So when you post there and people, even if the clicks is not too much, and they click and then it redirects them to the blog, somehow you are growing your domain, and then over time your content will start ranking organically on all this on Google search engine. So that's another way, apart from like just distributing to tell everybody, because when you post sometimes people will not see it, right? But then it also help your blog gets like some visibility when it comes to somebody searching for something related to that.
Okay.
Also,
Alright,
I also think it could help with your brand too.
Add to that, sorry, man, to add to the first question, I use two groups a lot. One is Write the Docs, and I appreciate that group so much. I'm more like a hidden person that I've gained a lot from that group. So if you check my Twitter, my pinned tweet, that is where I got my first huge gig as a technical writer. So and ever since then, that group has been feeding a lot of technical writers. You see both part-time job, freelance job, and also full-time gigs. And I've had
Is
a
this
lot of
a Discord server? Is this a Discord server or a Twitter
Slack.
community? Slack.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Slack. So that group has helped a lot, and also is the official group for Google Season of Docs too. Then the other one also on Slack is Superpat, something like that. So there is a mix of all writers, content writers, technical writers, copywriters, and all that. So when you get there, they have a lot of jobs that they post there. So, but one thing that would make you stand out is when you have a very solid portfolio. So technical writing has gone way more than the technical blogs that we do right now. It's had gone to the stage of writing technical blogs. You have API documentation, you have developer docs. So how I got the gig, just a short story, is the lady posted the job and a lot of people applied. So I sent, and she wanted to use Elementary, and I've not used that before. I've worked with Hugo and all the rest. So quickly, I built something small with Elementary. In my cover letter, I added my developer docs experience, samples, my API docs, and I added everything, just like you say, bomb. I bomb everything there. I sent it to her with my sample of the Elevante that she wanted. So she
Yeah.
went through everything and immediately she reached out to me. Hey man, I saw what you did. Let's have a call. Have you used it before? I said yes. I've been working with this for a very long time. I just did a small sample.
That's
Not
nice. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So we have the
Okay, so let me get back up. So I sent
Yeah.
it and
Yeah.
it picked me because of what I did and because of the samples that I have. So if you want to stand out, it's not just you see a role, you see opportunity, you apply.
Yeah.
Make sure you have portfolios that will speak for you
Brilliant.
before you want to speak to you.
Nice. Thank you so
Also,
much.
I think I need to point out something real quick. Like, if you find an opportunity to work somewhere, make sure you do like good work. There's gonna be like, of course, people that don't agree with your work and other things. But make sure you at least do really good work because yeah. So recently I come to realize that like referrals go a long way, or recommendations. Like
Yeah.
I've had recommendations that I just jumped and they're like, oh, can you do this? I heard you do this there, and I'm like, yeah, I did this there. Okay, cool. I heard you also did this one. I'm like, yeah, sure. So can you do this other one? I'm like, yeah, sure. I did this too. And that was it. Like the next couple of weeks, it was like, oh yeah, hey, this is the contract. That's what do you want to contend? I'm like, no, it's fine. And that was it. I didn't have to do the whole 9 yards, everything. So I think a lot of the time while you're working on something, try to do like good enough work and also make sure the work is noticed. People do amazing work, but they don't talk about it and it's not noticed and it just like dies off, and you're like the glue in the company that nobody talks about glue, everybody talks about the chair. And that's not a very cool place to be. You get yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
before
one question
go
that
ahead.
so to earn very good money, you like, yeah, sure. Yeah, fine.
Is it me? I usually like, for me right now, there's a goal like a certain amount that works for me. There's like a benchmark. Once that benchmark is cool, I'm like, okay, cool. As long as I keep geometrically increasing earnings, I'm okay. Like I try not to contend several things. Like example, I'll
Wow.
make like 2 and then just like 4. I'll tell you, okay. I don't mind contending. But where I'm contending is
Wow.
like it's not geometric. That's the only place I'm like, okay, no, maybe you should just get into this stage and I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I don't usually contend. It's just a geometric increase for me. So I just know that, okay, within these couple of years, I've increased by 2x or 3x or this x. Yeah, once it's geometric, I'm fine.
That's nice. Okay, thank you so much. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for honoring my invite. Thank you, Olanso. Thank you, Wisdom. Thank you, Fortune. Thank you, Amarachi. We still have a couple of questions, but I don't think we'll be able to like get through to all of them. Maybe if we can do one in like a minute. So we have one from Patricia. Patricia, yeah. So she's asking, can we use technical writing in digital marketing, and how can it be used? If this can be answered under 1 minute, I would really be grateful. Thank you very much. So yeah, the question is, can we use technical writing in digital marketing, and how can it be used? So that's the only question. The last question we'll be taking. I don't think we can take any more questions. Or
Yeah,
let's.
I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert digital marketer, so I'm bound out of this one.
All right. So okay. So I don't think Patricia can get her question answered right now. Okay. So we have one from Winifred. She's asking. Yeah. Let me put that on the screen. So she's asking. So how do research on technical writing projects that require tutorials, yeah, on tech stacks that I don't really get that question. She's saying my question is not AI related, but just technical writing. So how do research on technical writing projects that require like tutorials on tech stacks that you're not familiar with? That question is not clear, Winifred. Okay, so to round up with our even if I could clarify the question before we round up, that would be nice. Or to thank you so much everyone for attending. Thank you so much. The speakers really did a great job. We have really nice comments in the comment section about how the speakers really did a great job. So I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, everyone. And so to wrap up, where my team and I are running a mentorship program. It's coming up very soon. I'm going to display it on the screen, but I start it in the comment section so you can quickly look through the comment section. So all you have to do is fill up the form. It's a paid program but reasonably priced, but the price is not stated in the form. You just have to indicate your interest and we'll be in touch with you. You get an email from us pretty soon once you've filled the form. So yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you, Cynthia Peter, for your contribution. I saw your contribution in the comment section. Thank you, Winifred. I think, yeah, thank you so much, Winifred. So everyone have a lovely day. I want us to finish exactly by 7:30. So I'm glad that we're able to finish on time. So I hope you guys had a great time. I hope this session was very insightful. So you can drop an emoji in the comment section so I know it was very insightful. I already saw your comments, but I would still love a feedback. Yeah. So while you check out the form and probably open the form in another tab on your phone, or if you're using your system, anyone, we'll be rounding up in like 3 minutes. So send nice emojis, or you can appreciate the speakers and sending thank you, Fortune, thank you, Idris. While we round up, thank you very much, guys. See ya.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.